Today we're going to be talking about the Pioneer CDJ-3000 leaked images that have been floating around the internet recently. So there's image number one. As you can see, they've added hot cues. Finally, we have 8 hot cues on a CDJ after all these years. But guess what? Too little, too late. Nobody really cares that much about hot cues, and especially when you put them on top of the platter and you make them the size of literally a chiclet. So, thanks, but no thanks. I would rather have my hot cues on the bottom like Denon did with their the SC5000 and the 6000s. That made sense. You could really do some beat juggling with them. Hot cues up there. Your palm's going to hit that platter. You might touch the screen. There's all kinds of things that could go wrong with that situation. I'm not into it. We also have in there's the beat jump. And I'm hoping they made that beat jump adjustable up to all the way up to 128 because, you can do that on any controller. So you should be able to do anything you can do on a controller now in the year 2020. Going forward, you should be able to do on a standalone piece of hardware. Other than that, I don't really see anything else. Maybe they added some kind of port on the back to connect with their light-in software. I'm assuming they would have done that. Maybe these things have Wi-Fi and they can do stuff with streaming services. That would be okay. But once again, Pioneer comes a little bit late to the game because Denon's already done it. And even that didn't really take off that well because most guys and gals have their USB ready and they're playing the way they've always played. Nobody wants to reinvent the wheel. So who is this player going to be for? It's not going to be for the clubs because all the clubs have been shut down because of the pandemic, lost a bunch of money. They're not about to go out there and invest in money to have 8 hot cues so some DJ can play with the hot cues because nobody's doing it. This is going to be the player for the person who's a Pioneer fanboy and they love the latest, greatest gear and they're going to set it up in their living room, in their house, in their basement, studio, whatever, and take pictures of it and brag that they've got the latest and greatest. There's the other image, so you see it on the other side of the mixer. And like I said, it is what it is. It's just another CDJ, and they threw on some extra buttons. I do admit the display looks pretty nice, the way the waveform is and everything else. But big deal. They're going to charge way too much money for something that nobody really needs. If you still use CDs, if you're that person, you're not buying this thing to use CDs with because you're the same person who doesn't move along with technology and you're stuck back in the 90s with your CDs. For everyone else, an XDJ-1000 MK2 is more than enough. And if you want to be fancy, you buy yourself a CDJ-3000 Nexus 2. So the only good thing about this stuff that's going to be coming out is those hardcore people that want the latest, greatest stuff, they're going to sell their Nexus 2s for way too much money, of course, in order to buy these. So maybe you might find a deal on a used pair, but unlikely. Everybody always wants the price that they paid for, even 5 years after these things come out. They hold their value? No, they don't really hold their value. Just for some reason, DJs want to try to, sell the old equipment for as much as their new purchase. So that's all I can say. I can't even talk more about it because I've never seen one, but I can only speculate. And even based on all the things they could do to it, this is not something I think anyone should run out and buy. Pioneer's just doing another cash grab once again. So that's my 2 cents worth. Feel free to comment below. If you want to hit the like button, go ahead. You want to subscribe. If you want to leave a comment and talk some shit, be my guest. We can have a debate about this stuff. But in my honest opinion, after using so much gear, it's not the gear that changes your mix. It's you. Learn different transitions, hunt down better music, and go down that route. Buying the latest, greatest new equipment will not make you a better DJ. That's it. I will talk to you all later. Have a great one. Stay safe.